Hello, everyone. This is Braden Timmons. I am the director of The Last Nightmare Part 1. Joining me on this stream is co-writer and director Zach Dion. Zach, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing, man? I can't wait to finally rewatch this movie after its release. I haven't touched it since we released it. I'm excited to go back and
Dude,
visit.
didn't you have so much fun on post-production
It was
with
a
this
blast.
movie?
It was a blast. There was not a single error, not a single hiccup, nothing. It was so flawless, and I couldn't believe it.
Dude, we are professionals here. We do not mess around when it comes down to stuff like that.
No, it was a nightmare.
Pun, I love it. So Haddonfield, Illinois, Halloween night, and so first thing I actually want to say is most things in this movie we had to find ways around because we didn't actually have a gurney. So this is literally Chad laying on a table, and Zach and our one of our lighting techs, Don, literally rotating a light just to make it look like he's moving. We
Yeah.
told Chad to literally just shake his head back and forth, and that was actually a lot of fun to do and put together.
And I wouldn't have found the way around that scene if Mike Shabani, our composer, he sent me a video a while back, and it was during the writing of this film, and he sent me an Instagram video of someone doing that exact same thing. So props to him for even sending that to me, because if he didn't, I don't know if we would have came up with that solution as fast as we did.
I mean, honestly, and I want to give a shout out to Dan Weimer right here, who the scene is being shot at Garrett Veterinary Hospital. This is literally shot in their surgical room. We had tried so hard to find a place that would mimic Haddonfield Memorial, and this is such a small building, but this surgical room literally looked perfect for what we were trying to do.
It's incredible.
So this is Dan. That was his son as the officer, and then this is Emily Kraus, just a vet who works with him. And honestly, they all crushed this, man.
Yeah, I was just about to say, never acted before in their lives, but they played the part of what they do every day, and they did incredible. Dan was fantastic. He knew every large word that I wrote for the scene in the script. So thank you for that, because they were very hard to pronounce and very hard to spell as well.
I mean, genuinely, you couldn't have asked for three better people than the three of them, because they showed up, they were ready to go. I mean, they were up for really anything, and Dan was just excited to die.
Yeah, he was. And the trust that they gave us too in this place, it really went a long way as well. So big thank you for them for that.
Really helped us out, because I mean, you know, some places are like, well, if we're not there, if we're not present, you're not allowed to be there. And I mean, this place gave us free range to get in there and get what we needed to done, but we were also very transparent with them
Right.
what we were going to be doing and when. So I mean, they said fine, and we made it happen, and it was a great time, man. And
Yeah.
this is one of my favorite scenes right here of Williams
I was just
leaning
about to say,
over.
I gotta transition to this scene. Man, he killed it. I mean, no, there's no other way to say it. He absolutely killed it. He was there. He was ready. Watching him go in and out of character is mind blowing. It's so seamless. And fun fact about that scene, Sheriff Baker, the actor Dwayne, it was hard for him to not breathe because he's dead. So what I had to do is I had to take a still frame of that character and place it onto the scene so it looked like he was not breathing.
From the nose and mouth.
Yeah, and do a little push in on it, and
Yeah.
it worked beautifully. So right here where we're currently at, Dan is getting stabbed in the neck by Michael Myers, and I mean, we had one shot to do this because our special effects artist Janet Debris, she literally had to hook a tube up through his mask, and there was going to be blood spewing everywhere. I mean, we could have done it again, but we got that in one take. Dan literally
Killed it, man, with his
I mean,
eyes.
literally, he did.
He-
And
absolutely incredible.
this whole thing with Emily, like, this is like one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. I mean, I watch this scene on repeat like all the time because it's just so good.
This is a shot that I've wanted to get in a film for a while. The hallway shot and a rotating shot is something that I've just wanted to attempt, and I couldn't have asked for a better situation for it because I think the scene came out perfectly. The way I storyboarded it and everything.
No, yeah, honestly, like the whole thing with the hallway and the lighting and the way that Chad looked on that. I mean, literally, I remember you and I made eye contact with each other, and we were just like, "Holy shit, dude! People are gonna love this." And yeah, people loved it right off the bat, and we were so happy with that because I mean, that was no easy thing to be able to just get. Um, I often get questions about, the medical light or the emergency light. That's all just a light that's able to do that. Zach, can you
Yeah.
touch a little bit more on that? Like what kind of light that is that's able to do that effect?
So it's I believe it's by Newer light. It's a pretty cheap light, but it's by the company Newer, and it has a lot of lighting effects on it. And one of them happened to be an SOS light. Um, Unfortunately, it wasn't like an emergency light, but it was enough to kind of convey what we needed. So I had Don, who's an incredible PA assistant, assistant camera, lighting tech, everything. So big shout out to him because a lot of the production would not be possible without him.
Yeah.
But he staged it off to the side, and we bounced it off the wall, so it kind of looked like it was emitting more light than what it was to kind of spread it out. And at that point, it was just Foley sound effects and the insert of the spinning light that we got on Amazon for like $8 just to kind of tell you guys what was happening.
Yeah, dude. I mean, just the whole opening scene, we couldn't have asked for anything better. We did kind of have a little bit of a nightmare initially when we were supposed to
Yeah.
shoot this scene. So, the opening scene was actually the last scene that we shot of the entire movie. It was the like we had to go back out to Indiana after spending 2.5 weeks out there in April in order to get that because the initial location that we were planning on shooting it at lied to us. It was nothing like they
Yeah,
conveyed
yeah,
like on the
bamboozled.
website. So for all of you aspiring filmmakers out there, make sure that you guys go scout the
Yes.
location
Do not. Yeah.
before deciding that you are going to shoot there. It will save
Yes.
you a lot of hurt.
It'll save you money and a lot of hurt.
Yes. Now jumping into our main two protagonists, we got John and Lauren, who are just now arriving home from Smith's Grove. This is obviously them picking up from where Haddonfield Nightmare left off. They're
Hmm.
arriving home after the long night of battling Michael Myers at Smith's Grove. I love this scene. I
I want to
really
comment on
do.
this scene actually.
Go ahead.
The shadows of the windows were not on site. In fact, I added them in post, and I think that's something a lot of people can take away if you're trying to do filmmaking. Something as simple as adding that depth into your shot, whether it's just a silhouette of a windowsill. If you can't get that on site, if it doesn't permit you to, add it in post. It's as simple as changing the overlay and just making some squares, and it really adds to the scene.
It really did, honestly. I thought that was a really great touch because I know that you initially didn't like the lighting
I did not.
that was on set,
Mm-mm.
but I think that once Zach added that, he had texted me. He was like, "Yeah, I think I really like it a lot more right now." Now this is the music that's playing in this scene is one of my
Incredible.
favorite tracks of the entire film. I really do think that this is a moment that John and Lauren really need. And
And
it's them processing everything that had happened really over the course of this entire day.
yeah,
Yeah, Zach, go ahead.
and a huge shout out again. I always have to commend our actors because they all did fantastic. The way Kate Kelly can just change her emotions so quick, that was all legitimate crying. No tear stick, no nothing. All it was sad music and her in her own mind and just getting into that character, and it's what sells the characters in the story so much more.
Absolutely. And like you said, you have to commend the talent for showing up every single day. I mean, these guys showed up day in, day out, no matter what time it
Mm.
was, ready to work. You have to commend them for, being able to just show up and be excited really to be there. Because I mean,
Yeah.
that's like you have to have fun when you do this, and we absolutely all did. And so all of this was shot, like I said, really around the Garrett, Indiana area. We were out there day and night, and
Yep.
I mean, it was great to bring Williams and Vanessa back. It was awesome to see so many people so excited to just jump back into this world,
Yeah.
because it is a fan film. So, people are like, what, like, do I want to spend as much time as I want to on this?
Mm.
But we have really committed actors that really did like the first one, or being a part of the first one. We're excited to get back on this one, and we definitely, I feel like, up the ante here.
Yeah. And a lot of these shots were, you know, we're so limited on space and equipment, but the thing about indie filmmaking is you have to find workarounds, and I'm sure, as most of you know, there's a lot of close-ups in this movie. Unfortunately, we were limited on what we could do and where we could shoot, so we had to hide a lot of stuff, and that is something we are 100% going to be changing in the next one. There will not be as many close-ups where they're not needed, because we
Yeah.
really want to show the world off more. But unfortunately, with this time around, we had to.
Absolutely, yeah. I do want to comment on what's currently happening on screen. Vanessa dying here. I know that there are some of
Bold
you
move.
that
Bold
I,
move.
I know that there are some of you that was very upset with Vanessa getting killed off in the story, but initially she was actually supposed to get killed at the end of the Haddonfield Nightmare. In one of the earlier drafts, I had written her getting killed, kind of like the nurse from Halloween 2. Like, she was supposed to get lifted off the ground with Michael's knife and everything, and it was supposed to be like Lauren was actually supposed to see that,
Mm.
but I changed it. I kept her around, especially because when we changed, or we had such a limited time to shoot that finale of Haddonfield Nightmare,
Yeah.
we had to really find ways around that. And so I was like, all right, let's keep her around, but she's going to have to die early in the
Mm.
last Nightmare part one. So, that was all planned and everything. Unfortunately, her story ended there. But we've got John and Lauren here who are enjoying Coco, and they get to live on and be a part of the sequel.
Yeah, and for lighting on this scene, really simple setup actually. The light that you see behind John is the main source of light, and then off camera right, now camera left, is a simple light, and that's it. It's just one light source lighting them all, and it really goes to show what you can achieve if you just put your mind to it and pre-plan things like that.
Yeah, it really does bring out the dramatic effect, which is absolutely something we really wanted to hone in
Mm.
on this film, because at the end of the day, this film, yeah, it's part horror, but the other half of it is really a drama. And
Yeah.
it's really these characters fleshed out more in this one, really giving deep personal information about stuff that's happened in
Hmm.
the past, how they're currently feeling. You could tell based on the faces on their reactions how they're currently feeling.
Right.
I mean, this scene right here with John and Williams is brilliantly lit. I think that when we were lighting this, I was like, wow. Also, Andre is not actually sweating here.
He has
That's a
not.
little effect.
Yes.
That's a little effect that our special effects artist actually came up with, and she said that
Yes.
it would look really good.
And I
For
know, I know.
that
This is
stuff.
Braden. This is one of your favorite shots, the Hitchcock-esque shot.
Yes, absolutely. I thought that on set, me on set, it's like looking at a little kid in a candy store. Like,
Yeah.
Zach always will look back when he knows he's done something good, and he will, he won't even say anything. He'll just look, and he'll just be like, "Yeah, I know that you're kind of excited over
Yeah.
this," and I absolutely was, man. It was a really, really well put together shot. Just brilliant to see the shadows of them walking up to the door. Yeah, I love how this movie looks. I mean, the first one obviously was a little bit more flat, but we learned a lot in between the
Yeah.
two, and you guys are definitely in for a treat for part two. So
Yes, and actually, it's not much of a spoiler, but in this film somewhere there is a foreshadow, and I'm curious if anyone picked up on it.
yes,
There is a massive foreshadow in this film somewhere, and I hope someone has found it.
am I able to comment like on whether we
Absolutely
passed
not.
it or not?
No, 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 no. That narrows it down too much. Also, big thing about indie filmmaking: use your resources. A lot of, not a lot of them, but there are some shots in this where it's just random footage that you find on like story blocks or stock footage websites. We had no access to a drone and to light it properly, so we turned to story blocks, and it really helped us out with money and budget and
No, I
time.
live down the street, so I'll just walk.
Yeah, no, that was a very big save. And so the three people on screen right now, if you guys can't tell, if you guys have ever seen me, like whether it be on social media or in person, you guys know that this young actress looks exactly like me.
That
That's
is
my
Braden with the wig.
it's my youngest sister. That guy with the Mario costume and the mustache was her boyfriend, Sammy. And then the girl was her best friend, and they all honestly did a really
Fantastic
solid
job.
job.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Riley was actually not feeling well this week at all
She pushed
when
through.
we shot this, but she did. I mean, and she really did a nice job
She
here.
did. She did.
Definitely brought out the inner personality for sure. in
Yes.
this
The
scene.
I don't want to be here. Let's get this over with attitude really sold it. But
Yeah, no, absolutely.
she did a fantastic job, man. Everyone who helped us and just decided to get into the roles, just to help us out. Huge shout out to you guys, honestly. Riley, your friend, and Sammy, her boyfriend. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and one person I haven't commended yet is the man himself, Chad Sumner, who plays the Shape in this movie, and
Embraces it even.
he really does. I mean, obviously, I had worked with Chad in the past on My Special Boy, and he played Jason. And I'm like, what would this man look like in a Michael Myers outfit? And my gosh, does he really embody not only Chris Durand from Halloween H2O, but he really also kind of takes on his own form
Yes.
of James Jude Courtney's Michael Myers from the most recent Halloween trilogy. And that was definitely something that we wanted more of in this one than we did in Haddonfield Nightmare. And something that I want to highlight right here is that in Haddonfield Nightmare, the reason that we showed Michael's eyes is because we saw it as a sequel to Halloween H2O. In Halloween H2O, you see Michael's eyes. Here, the idea of his eyes going darker is not only because he took a crowbar to the face from John, but it's really him actually fully now emerging once again into the Shape. That was something that I had really thought would be a good idea, and really it was also up my team, Zach and Mikey, that helped out with that. So
Yeah.
really good suggestion to you guys as well.
Uh, Huge shout out for you for even listening. To be honest, not many people would.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, dude, like you take one look. Hey, shout out to Sally right here too,
Yeah,
playing on
my house. I was shot in a totally different state.
Yes, yes. This was actually shot in Illinois, and shout out to Mike Dragustica as well for allowing us once again to take over his house to shoot. This was a fun scene, dude. This scene was actually completely improvised.
It was.
These three were actually supposed to be the three doctors and the two doctors and the security guard in the beginning, but because the location that we saw just didn't fit, we had to come up with something on the spot. Shout out to Doug, the one that got his throat slit. He's Doug Bannon. He is one of our backers. And we had to shoot a scene with him. Like we had no time to not do anything. So this literally was an on the fly scene that we put together, and it's great
Yeah,
actually.
and honestly, a massive shout out to our special effects artists for even having that knowledge and experience and passion to come up with the
I brought
special
beer
effects
because
so
you're on my
on the
list of
fly,
no
especially for
laws.
the knife in the eye
I
kill.
know you all
I
know
Mhm.
you
remember
wanted
approaching
me to
Braden and I
join
was
in
like,
all these
"Hey,
back-to-back murders,
has Michael
so
done
I'll be
this,
sure to
and
get
would he
straight to
do
the
it?"
point.
And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And it turns out that is our most
Michael
replayed
Myers is still
part
alive.
of the movie, so
Full
it must be
stop.
a fan favorite.
Yeah,
I
obviously,
know
if
what
you
you're
guys have
thinking.
seen The
Like,
Dark Knight, Zach and I are
how can a
both
man
huge
survive
fans of that
everything
movie.
he's
Him
been through?
actually more so than me,
Right now,
admittedly. You know,
Wow.
a cop car
I mean, Batman
needs
Begins
to
is
show
my
that our
favorite
town
one,
is
but you know,
safe.
we're not here to
That
talk
that's
about
for a
that.
different
Fellow
discussion.
camping cops
We can
get
save
this.
that.
No, but it's when Joker, you
But we
know,
have
kills
someone
one
who
of
knows a
the
lot more
goons
about it
with
than any
the
of us.
pencil
Yes.
magic trick, and so that was
Mr.
obviously
Johnston.
he was like, "Hey, Braden,
Sorry.
Dark Knight pencil, what
Doctor
You
do you
know the
think?"
drill.
And I
Johnston.
Yeah.
was just like,
Laurie
"Absolutely, let's do
Strode's
it."
son.
Yeah.
Didn't take much convincing.
No, it didn't. A lot of comments on this scene. So everyone besides Braden and
Myers
Kate
has
in the
zero emotion.
audience, I'll call it,
He has no motives.
random 9 to 5 people
If he
stayed there till
sees,
midnight.
he kills.
So thank you so
He's
much to
also
you guys,
very
every single one of you.
unpredictable.
Kate's husband
One
is in the
second he's
back there
killing
as
somebody,
well. Great
He
guy.
the
is.
next
But
he's gone.
they were there. They helped
Hunting
us
the next
out,
prey.
and
Do not think of him
as
like
the
some
night went
big
on and
dumb
as
enemy,
stressful as they got,
because I can
they were
assure you
determined
he
to
is
help us out,
very
and we
intelligent,
could not
and he
thank
will
them enough for
always
that
be
one.
one step ahead of
Seriously,
you
I mean, these
if you
dialogue
don't
scenes,
use
man,
your
they're not
heads.
easy.
They're
The
not.
actors
Myers was
really did
born
have
into
a
this
lot
darkness,
to say
and
in
his
this
addiction
movie. And you know,
is
I
killing him.
know that some people may
Do
complain a
not
little bit
think of
about
him as
dialogue
some
scenes going
ordinary
on a little
man,
bit,
because I
but
can
if it
assure you
all enhances the
he is
story,
much, much more
then
than that.
it's there for a
So that's the
reason.
plan.
I don't know if you guys are
Then
fans
we
of
put our
David
entire
Lynch, but I mean,
town on
he has some
lockdown.
very long
Mm.
scenes. But I mean,
No
on
one
set, if
gets
people are
in,
complaining about it, he's really
no one
on
gets
them.
out.
He's like, it doesn't matter how long a scene is, and
I
I
want
agree to
nobody
that
on
to
these
some
streets
extent. You know,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
our
yeah.
police
I do
department
think that there are
has
some
been
scenes that
mired.
absolutely can use some shaving down, but I really do think all
People
the
of this
dialogue
town
Mm.
will be
here
boarding
is
up their
placed
homes
for
and
a
making sure that
purpose,
all
and
of
it's
their
really
doors
to not
are
only
unlocked.
highlight the intensity of
Your
the
job
situation, it's really these
is
characters
to
all coming to
find
terms
him.
at the seriousness
We
that
need to be ahead
Michael
of him.
is basically on a
And
mission
myself,
to take out the
John,
entire town of
and Lauren,
Haddonfield, and nobody's stopping him.
Yeah.
we're
So
going door
this
to
is
door,
in this movie,
making sure
these
everyone
characters are all
is
trying to
on the
develop
map.
the plan. Once we pick up
With
with
that
them
being
again in
said,
part two, it's that plan coming in full
we are
force,
up
and
against
them
odds.
continuing to really now
One that has
follow
haunted this
Michael's
town
tracks
for
to
40
lead to this
years.
epic final showdown. You guys again are just
40
in for such a treat,
fucking
and I know
years.
our actors are super excited
That
about it
ends
as well.
tonight.
Yeah, there a lot of emotion
Everybody
between
understand the mission?
Williams and John
Yes,
in this
sir.
one. They
Hmm.
really each
This
had
is
their own emotions to evoke, and they knocked it out of the park. Took a while, you know, not an easy feat to just go in front of a bunch of people, including a cast and crew, and not to mention extras to put on that kind of performance,
Hmm.
which I commend. And even our extras kept a straight face. They were serious. They followed directions very well, and they really helped bring that to fruition.
I mean, thankfully, when Williams goes, we need to find him. Luckily, the camera was cut away from me because I do kind of smirk.
He does. He
It's
does.
only because of how good of a
all right. We heard it
performance
Yeah.
first.
Andre
Once
is
something
giving,
goes
Yeah.
through,
as the
we'll put it
filmmaker,
on
dude, I'm just
dessert.
so
Yeah.
excited to
Yeah.
just see that.
Not now,
It's
though.
hard, man.
As
So
I
I'm
was
glad
saying
Yeah.
that
before, sir. Ooh,
when he's
Sheriff
doing
Baker's
that,
wife.
then yeah, it doesn't show me because otherwise I would have given it.
Yeah, my favorite scene of this whole movie's
Get
coming
to your
up.
weight
There's
loss.
Braden with more bad news, by the way.
Yeah, I'm bad news Hudson
Yeah,
in this one. I think that's what the running title for me on set was to become, because like we all caught on. We're like, dude, every time Hudson shows up on screen in this movie, he's literally just giving bad news.
yeah. There's Ashley Lawhorn, phenomenal actress, very well established and very talented. She was up for anything, and I think that's all you can really ask for is an actor to have that same passion as you, because everything just goes so smooth, and it's just a joy.
Yeah, you guys are definitely going to see Ashley in more of our projects here coming up. So
Yes.
definitely be on a lookout for her. Make sure that you guys follow all of the actors and actresses and filmmakers on social media so you can keep up to date with all projects and
Mm.
everything. I'm sure that they would all appreciate that. because they're all working on stuff, man. Like, I mean, these actors, I know, again, I know it's a fan film, but these are actors that are serious about what they do. And
Right.
like, you can clearly tell that this team works to bring their A game. And, these guys are going to be working on a lot more. So definitely
Yeah.
show your support where you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zach, give some insight on this scene, man, because Zach
I
wrote this scene, dude, and he absolutely bodied it.
I love this scene, not for the reason sole purpose that I wrote it, but just
Sheriff James Baker was killed in the line
the
of
the
duty tonight,
raw
protecting the people of this town.
the raw performance. Mind blowing. I believe both of these were one take, and we knew we had it.
Yeah, I think that they got it on the first one. I think we did
Definitely
2 more
control.
run-throughs just to have 3 different ones, but
Yeah.
literally they did a few rehearsals, while we were setting up. I mean, literally,
James
there
went
was
to the
4
Atlanta
people
State
total on
Penitentiary
set
tonight
this morning when we shot
after
this.
a
It
young black
was
man
Phenomenal.
me,
Lauren
Zach,
Stevens,
Andre, and Angela, and
Yeah.
that's
died
it.
from Michael
Phenomenal,
Myers.
phenomenal, man. I mean, I can't commend them
I
enough.
didn't
They
know he went in
both.
there till after everything was
She really gives a
I told him to stay
grieving
outside
widow
with Lauren's friend.
performance in
over, but he didn't listen.
Andre. He's dreading it. He didn't want this conversation just yet. He's had a long night. In regards to lighting, simple
Jasper,
setup.
I
It's
took
just
him
a
in there. He would've been
single
at risk
light,
of getting
again,
hurt.
bouncing
That's why I told
off
him to stay
camera
outside.
left for Angela, camera right for Andre, bouncing off the wall and just lighting them up. So very easy setup, but for performance, man, what a and score too. Oh my goodness, Mike Shabani with the emotional score transitioning to the Michael is still on the loose. Wow, what a genius, man, honestly.
Seriously, I mean, there are some tracks actually that Shabani sent me, and he sends it to me and Zach, and just to get an opinion from, a few different people. And I mean, some of these tracks were like things that he worked on before we even shot the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there are some cues that he just had an idea for just from reading the script. And that
Yeah.
is how talented of a composer that he is, man. He'll read a script and then get to work on a score and see where it could be placed. And him really doing that, it helps us later on, because if we need placements for anything,
Yeah.
then it's just something that he can get to work on easily and send us, and it gets us excited too. And in fact, he's already sent us some stuff for part 2.
And honestly, and it also helps us on set too.
It does. Yeah, it helps us really kind of feel the scene as the actors are performing. And Zach and I, we kind of operate. Now, I'm not comparing either of us to Sir Christopher Nolan.
No, please, I
Dude
could
is,
never take that.
but I mean, it is at the point where if you are making a film, it's better, and Tarantino does the same thing. It's better to be right by the camera,
Yeah.
as the actors are performing. You shouldn't be in another room. You shouldn't be, like 25 feet behind. You want to be right there, so that way, if an actor needs guidance during the scene, you're the one to really take lead and do that. And in this scene, Pete gives an insane monologue, and shout out to Kate for really stepping up in this scene and helping us break this down. She really did a good job at working with Pete, and assisting him and making him feel comfortable, because you can see, like, we were shooting this scene, we were setting it up, we had to take a lunch break and everything, so we went on lunch and then we came back, and I mean, you could tell that Pete was definitely feeling the pressure of this scene, because this is so important to the overall. This is retconning all of H2O. So I mean, Kate really stepped up and helped Peter feel comfortable in what he was doing as an actor. And I mean, Pete, shout out to you, man.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I believe it was like almost a 10-page monologue himself. But Braden and I, this scene was kind of split 50-50 in writing, but we've never had to direct an actor in such a long monologue, and thankfully Kate has experience in stage play, so she really helped us break it down. And obviously we open arms to anyone that wants to help us, and so we can help them, and vice versa. So she really taught us something that we can take on for future projects. So phenomenal asset on her part.
Absolutely. I mean, I do think that, having her there to really, assist with it. And, this also just goes to show, man, like this scene, we weren't really anticipating to take as long as it did to shoot. And
Yeah.
that's not an issue with Pete. That's not an issue with anything. It's just the fact that everybody there did not want to leave until we knew we had it. I mean, and let me tell you, what's coming up when they start going toe to toe with each
Yeah.
other right here, man. Like when they start really getting into it, when I tell you that I had absolute chills like listening to this and watching this live right here, yeah, like every hair on my body stood up. I'm pretty sure one of them touched Zach's neck. Like,
Yeah, I think they did. I was like, get away from me, man, I'm trying to film.
well, the thing is Zach always yells at me. So we actually did have a monitor this time around, so I was actually able to see it closer. I was like right there.
You know what? I still wake up every day thanking Don for having that.
Yeah, but usually I'm right over Zach's neck because we have such a small monitor usually to see everything. And he's like, "Can you back up?" I'm like, "I have to be right here. I have to see this."
As much as I love you breathing on my neck, get away from me.
Yeah, I mean it's but it's always fun, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it's all
we have a great time doing this, and obviously this is a team that we've collaborated with now twice, and we absolutely are excited to get out there and shoot this finale with everybody, because I do feel like this film also strong, like it really hardened relationships.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like I think spending a good quality amount of time together,
it's a family. It's a family.
Exactly. Like, I mean, that's how it should feel. And I really do think that this film brought everyone out in a really good way. And I think that we're just going to continue to get better. So
yeah, and Andre's performance here was immaculate and exactly how we pictured it when we were writing it. And he had a huge hand in helping Peter with this monologue as well, going scene to scene, kind of breaking it down, taking some lines out that was, didn't roll off the tongue right. And Peter, it took him a few tries to get this part when he's saying maybe Baker would still be alive. Again, there's a lot of emotion that has to go into it: the eyes, the gestures, the voice, everything. And Andre, telling him to blame himself, that voice crack really sold it.
That voice crack, I mean, you can't teach that. That's just natural. That's a natural performer right there, and you just got to let that slide. And when you, like, I mean, he definitely made that happen, because there was the one take that he did where that actually came out, and he wasn't intending on it. But I think that was like a note to, like, if you can try to mimic that, and he did every time. Like, I actually was in awe. And again, just to really trust your actor to really bring that out. I mean, Andre, I honest to God thought that he was gonna beat Pete's ass.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna put on the referee shirt or something.
No, dude, there was that. You remember we were setting up lunch or something, and we heard them rehearsing, and I actually ran back. I thought some shit was going on.
Good time.
I was like, oh my God, are they actually gonna freaking throw down right now? Like,
speaking, what a great transition. Speaking of throwing down, Ashley taking the hit like a champion. She was all for any stunts, man. She wanted to do everything and anything. And the one thing that I always have to commend her on is how she acts with her eyes, and that is the hardest thing to do. Like, she really sells everything with her eyes.
Absolutely, man. And a callback right there to the initial Halloween film from 1978, the out of focus Michael Myers sitting up.
Yes.
That was something that we played around with, whether it was going to be in focus or not, and I knew right away it was going to be out of focus, because that's just how Michael Myers operates, is if you see the background and everything. And that's definitely why we get a good amount of, like, the sting from the car where he's standing behind my sister's character when she looks in the mirror. mirror to when Ashley walked over to grab her phone again, of him just kind of lurking, and then that of him sitting up. I mean, this is all love letters to Halloween, man,
Yeah.
and that's what we really want to convey here.
Yeah, and this shot right here, the one take was a hard one to get. Actually,
It was.
it was
It
a
was
hard one to
three.
get.
This is we're about 3 in the morning right here.
Yeah, yeah. Luckily, Braden and I are, or at least I am. Braden goes to bed at like 7 p.m. But I'm a night owl. I was getting my second wind, but we had to get our actors out of there.
You
But
know,
they were
I
cheesing.
may go to bed early, but I'm up early as well. And honestly, sometimes I'll get up and Zach is up still working. It's unbelievable.
Hey, unfortunately, that is the price that is the deal I make with the devil.
Hey, you know what? You're good at what you do, though, and that's all that
Nah,
matters. It would be one thing if you were awful at what you did and you were up
Hey,
that late working.
at one point I was.
That is true. Yeah.
Everyone starts somewhere, and Braden and I are in no way, shape, or form perfect at filmmaking, or consider us to be perfect filmmakers. But everyone starts somewhere, man. And I hope the people watching this, maybe this inspires you guys to start your own fan films, or you start your own films.
Exactly. You can do this. If we could do this, then you absolutely can.
Yeah.
I honest to God do feel like that everybody can tell a story if they have enough passion
Yeah.
to create their world, but it all comes down to how you paint your characters, how you or convey your characters rather, and paint your world
Mhm.
and everything. And I mean, the more descriptive, and that's something that I've learned too. My scripts used to be bare bone.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it made it very hard to really convey what was really happening in a scene outside of like what I was directing. But if an actor, or like if Zach, for example, as the cinematographer, can't read the scene and picture it in his head for lighting purposes, then you're doing something wrong, and you have to go back in and you have to give more detail. I have since, and Zach has also since, gotten very descriptive on scenes and what is and that all comes down to the smell, to the look,
Yep.
to how the characters look and everything.
Yeah.
So
It's
Zach,
funny.
sorry, I just want to comment right here on this shot.
I was just about to.
Yeah.
This was shot at my house in Rhode Island for pickups. Believe it or not, there's actually a few of them. Right here is also at my house with Mike Shabani as the shape. A lot of we had to cut back and forth. I needed some inserts. I didn't like how the scene cut, and I tried to match the background as best as I could with the lighting. No one's commented on it, so huge compliment for that. But yeah, those were like 3 different shots in 3 different places.
Correct. And guys, this is actually my other sister.
Yeah,
right here.
if you couldn't tell.
So shout out to Maggie for showing up and being in this, and also shout out to her boyfriend. I'll call out Creighton in a second because he gets killed in this scene also.
Right.
Now I do want to talk on this one. On this finale, we had a very limited time. Once again, I feel like it's been the finales that we've had the most limited time to shoot.
Right.
But I will say everybody does a great job. Everyone's like, well, why are these characters just standing around? It's actually more of a shock factor. It's like, what's the beef, and everything.
Yeah,
So,
like how it comes down to the fight or flight. A normal, like, your body's in shock. You're seeing someone just come into this house and start killing people.
correct. Dude, this choke slam was awesome.
So shout out to Sean Groves, man. What a trooper. What a prepared stunt coordinator and armorist. Really good.
And here's Creighton right here. So this is Maggie's boyfriend, who actually crushed it with all the emotions and everything.
Really great guy, really good actor. Everyone, even these backers, these 2 are backers. Fantastic acting.
Seriously, dude. And I love the line right here. He's like, fucking child vibe.
Yeah. That was genius. And unfortunately, we can't take credit for that, but he did that all on his own accord.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And the one thing is that, I mean, really, people aren't really complaining too much about this. We see it every now and then, but this is all just good carnage candy to give to the audience that Michael's just going through and slaughtering everybody that's in his way. And again, it really does, like Zach said, come down to the fight or flight. and this guy now chooses to fight. And I
Yeah.
love this. That shot of him trying to push Michael and him not
He
moving.
sold it, man. He sold it.
Seriously, he really did. And I mean, I know Chad had a lot of fun doing this. I mean, this whole thing. Okay, right here, when Michael turned his mask, I mean, Zach looked at me just like, yeah, that shot is fucking awesome.
That was an unintentional thing. It looked really good.
It was.
Also, unintentional thing that we get a lot of comments about. We did not intend for him to look like the Joker.
No.
That is just how the blood flew.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I'm not going to be mad at it because I love the Joker, but that was also completely unintentional.
Yeah. Yeah. And cut to credits, man. You know, that's The Last Nightmare Part 1. Really fun time. I mean, we got a lot of compliments from our talent also on this one, just saying how much they felt that we've grown in between, you know, parts 1 and 2. Back when we were crowdfunding, Pete did a video for the backers and, you know, for the prospective backers as well.
Yeah.
But he said that at the end of the day, it's a passion project and that he's excited to show how we've grown. And I truly do think that we have shown in between Haddonfield Nightmare, Sally, and Last Nightmare Part 1, and Zach obviously has a lot of his personal projects as well,
I do.
that this team continues to grow, and we're going to continue to grow in every project. I don't think any project's going to be perfect, but
no.
you know.
And I have to give a few more shout outs to James Grimm, first of all, for making such a phenomenal mask, man. Mike Shabani made the concept, but James Grimm really executed it in making that mask. So huge shout out to him, honestly. He killed it. Sammy Kokola's parents, Billy and I'm drawing a blank.
Billy and Toby.
Yeah, Billy and Toby, letting us stay at their house and filming there and doing honestly whatever we wanted. They're like a second family to us, and they were so accommodating to us. And honestly, I don't know if the film would have been done without them.
Yeah, honestly, they really did step up and help us with locations, and really, yeah, like you said, all of Sammy's family, thank you so much. Thank you to the organization TPS that allowed us to shoot at Quality Services, to allow us to shoot at your location. Garrett Veterinary Hospital, City of Auburn, seriously, everywhere that allowed us to film inside for extended hours. Really everybody around there, I mean, that organization too. They trusted us and they allowed us to stay in with nobody there. They just gave us the keys and said, hey, go crazy.
More importantly, thank you to the fans and everyone watching. The amount of support and the just the overwhelming love for the project is a little surreal. It's a little surreal, but it does not go unnoticed. And we thank each and every one of you. And there's the spoiler. Part 2 is now in production. But yeah, thank you to all the fans. Honestly, it's an overwhelming joy.
It really is. And I mean, you guys are the reason that we do this. Without the backers and without the support, it wouldn't have happened.
Plain and simple.
Exactly, plain and simple. I mean, you guys funded us, and I mean, yeah, you guys are getting perks and rewards for it, but we want to give you those perks and rewards because the film gets done because of you.
Yeah.
It's just, that's how it goes. I mean, that's how crowdfunding goes. I know and understand that there are a lot of scammers out there, but I want to assure you, I mean, if you're listening or watching this on the Blu-ray, you know that you've received your perk, and we're not here to just take money and run. We're here to take money and make art out of it and hope that you enjoy it. So truly a major shout out to all of you backers, all of you supporters. Whether you're watching this on YouTube and you plan on backing part 2, or if this is an introduction to the team, then hey, we're so glad to have you here and for you to be a part of our film community. And you know, once you're a part of it, you're always going to be a part of it. So shout out to you and thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
But that concludes our commentary and everything. Seriously, be on the lookout for everything we have coming up. You can subscribe to the channel and follow us all on social media. I'm gonna have everybody's handles and everything in the description. So follow us and really stay tuned for not only Zach's original feature, The Mind's Abyss, which should be out sometime next year. Hopefully, fingers crossed, right, Zach?
Yes, fingers crossed.
And then also, of course, for The Last Nightmare Part 2, which we plan on continuing with later on this year. So lots and lots of exciting things in the realm right now, and obviously more to come after that. So, Zach,
Yeah.
any closing remarks that you want to say for those listening on the Blu-ray?
No, I think you hit everything on the head. Again, I extend my utmost gratitude and thank you to everyone who supported us and helped us throughout. Because every member of the team, whether their role was big or small, at the end of the day, it's a team, and the smallest role is the biggest role. So thank you to everyone. Honestly, thank you so much.
And as Don Murphy says, it takes a village. It takes a
Yes.
village of people to make something like this happen. I mean, you could do something small individually, but I mean, something like this or something that involves action or stunts or anything, yeah, it's going to take more than just one single person. And I don't take solo credit. Zach doesn't take solo credit.
I can't.
As you've heard throughout, we compliment each other on when we do good work, but we also call each other out
Yeah,
when we
yeah,
do terrible work.
yeah, yes.
So it's just how it is, man, and it's nothing personal. It's just business. That's what my wide
Right.
receiver coach used to say
Yeah.
in college. But I mean, that's true. You know, it's nothing personal against anybody. It's just the business, and we want to
Hmm.
get this done in the best possible way we can. I mean, it even comes down to on set, Zach. You call me out if I'm on my phone too much,
I
and you
do. I
know.
do. I do. I really do.
I actually think that's one of Zach's favorite things to do at this point.
I feel like a teacher. It gives me a little PTSD because I was like that in school, and it's very poetic that the time has come around where I am the teacher now, saying,
Yeah.
"Get off your phone."
Right. Well, and you know, I totally understand it, man. Like I get it, and I'm like, you know what, you're right. I appreciate it because there are some like things like where I'm like, yeah, I'm leading this whole thing. I have to be focused, and if I'm not focused, call me out on it, right?
Yeah,
So, you know, to those of you aspiring filmmakers, hold each other accountable. Don't take it so personally because literally after we're done shooting, you know, we
we're buddy buddy.
exactly,
It's
and
back to business.
exactly. So, you know, that's it. I mean, so just thank you guys again for everything that you guys have done to bring this project to life. And yeah, look forward to hopefully snagging the Last Nightmare Part 2 Blu-ray and many more to come.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
See you later.